Mr. Enyart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Welsh, I had a couple of questions specifically for you. Yesterday afternoon, I had an Air Force Reserve Wing commander in my office, and he was talking to me about sequester, the effects of sequestration on his role, and he particularly expressed to me concern about the way the furloughs had been handled. That is, going from 22 days to 11 days to 6 days over a period of time. And because of the impact that it had on those people, there are now serious trust issues between his Air Reserve technicians, his civilian workforce, and the Air Force and DOD. And as the wing commander, he feels that tension and those trust issues. And General, I'm sure that those trust issues extend throughout the entire DOD civilian workforce. Now, earlier this morning, you testified that the Air Force is not planning for any furloughs for FY 2014. So, with Scott Air Force Base sitting in my district, am I able to go back to my district and assure my rather anxious constituents, as well as that Air Force Reserve commander, am I able to assure to them that the Air Force is not planning any furloughs for 2014?
I meant exactly what I said. We have no plans to furlough in FY14. I'll add this. We had no plans or even concept of furloughing in FY13. I'd never heard of it before. We have got to resolve whatever we call this thing, sequestration, fiscal crisis, whatever it is, we got to fix it. We're doing things that are unprecedented as far as decisions being made inside services, including furloughs. It was a breach of faith with our civilian workforce. I tell everybody in the Air Force that. I sent a letter to every civilian in the Air Force saying that. I understand why the decision had to be made. I understand why we didn't have the transfer authority to take money from other places to put into the civilian pay accounts, but we as a government have got to do better on this one.
General, I couldn't agree with you more, and I think that it's been clearly expressed here today, but sequestration was a bad idea to begin with, and it's a worse idea as we go forward, particularly when we're dealing with CRs and all of the problems that impacts on your budgets and the budgets of everyone, frankly. General, I did have one other question for you, and that is that if sequestration continues, will the Air Force have to reconsider its KC-46 Alpha basing decisions?
I don't believe there's any reason to reconsider the basing decision as a result of sequester. No, sir. Thank you.
Admiral is the son of a Navy firefighter, and even though I chose the path of go Army, beat Navy, I'd like to express my condolences to the entire Navy family.
Thank you, Congressman. I know it comes from the heart. I appreciate it.
Mr. Chairman, I yield back.